Okay, so we have all the sounds for our game, including the music. Okay, let's check that out one more time. Right? And bang bang, and great, you win, right? But the key to a really cool game audio sound implementation, besides its sound design, it's the variety that you can do with implementation, right? You can use Again, you can use middleware software such as Wise or Fmod, but in our purposes, we want to stick with Unity and try to do as much as we can here. So there's one thing called scriptable objects, and I will point out to a Unity video, a Unity presentation on scriptable objects that you can follow along, and it will have an in-depth explanation of how scriptable objects can give variety into your audio. And there's also a link that you can download there to obtain the scriptable objects. But in a nutshell, okay, so after you download the scriptable object file folder, you will just put it in your assets, okay? And then if you right click again, create, you see this audio event, simple and composite. So let's go with the simple, and we are going to be messing around with a variation of sounds in the borders. So the metal clangs will sound with different variations. I didn't want to do it in the pieces because I think it would be better to have more variety when the UFO hits the borders, right? So let's call that metal clang. Okay. You can call it whatever makes more sense to you. And then let's try out the scriptable object here. So we'll go to audio and then metal bang. Well, metal, yeah. Oh, before that, we just need to go to clips here, clips, and then add the size. We'll just do one, and then you'll see you can have more, but I'll stick with one and just keep it simple and show you how much you can do only with one. And then we go to audio, and then here it is, and then we drag it, and we can add variation in the volume. I don't want it to be quiet, so at least have some sound. So I think that's kind of okay. Not too well, yeah, there. And within the pitch too, I don't want it to sound too low. So I think that's fine. The coolest thing about this is that we can preview it. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, I don't want it to go that low, if anything. Cool. Yeah, you get the idea, right? So you can add sizes. By adding the size, you can add more audio clips in there. Now, cool. So now that we have that audio event here called Metal Clang. And now the next part is to add that into our complete player script and make it work within the game. So again, if we go into player and then right click edit script on the complete player controller script, then we will open Visual Studio. And what you need to do here, okay, and so what you need to do here is call out an audio event. So the audio event that we were messing around with the sound, you want to call that when the UFO hits the borders. Okay, so okay, just follow along. Try. Let's try to keep things organized. So public audio event, and then metal clang. Okay, so the second question is, all right, where does that metal clang go next? So when is it called out? So if you remember, we created a on collision enter 2D for that. And instead of having source.play one shot, okay, instead of the audio source, we will have the Metal Clang, the audio event Metal Clang, this is an audio event, dot play. And then, and the source. Source here would be the audio source. Okay. All right. And then semicolon, and then everything looks good. That's okay. And then let's go to Unity. Now you will find here an audio event pop up. So let's see, Metal Clang. There you go. So Metal Clang, and then what the script is expecting is that you grab that audio event and put it in there. Okay, that's a simple audio event. And I think let's try. I think that's it. So let me just kill the music for to keep things simpler. Okay. Okay. Yep. So as you can hear, there's more variety when our UFO hits the borders, right? Maybe I think I can lower this even more, 0.3. Let's try that out. That was the engine sound actually. So let's try to see if. Okay. Yeah, I just messed around with the engine sound again. But as for the... Cool. So again, in a nutshell, that was Scriptable Object. And it just really makes a huge difference on how to... this one little thing can change the variety in your game, which is amazing. You don't need to implement wise or middleware, at least not for this game, because it's super simple and short. So but yeah, Scriptable Objects, definitely check them out, and I'll put a link so you can download that file. And in the next video, we will be playing a little bit more around with snapshots and how you can control those via C#. Okay, so stay tuned.